Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURHUSNANI binti Muhammad Shafie and my metric number is 1191825. In this video, I will present on the topic moral values in Judaism. Judaism is an ethical monotheism that believes in transcendence of God. Judaism believes that there is only one God who communicates with humans through a set of guidelines that serve as a universal code of conduct. In Judaism, the realm of morality is not restricted to deeds but rather includes man's inner world of consciousness, thought, emotion, intention, attitude, and motive. All are to a degree subject to man's control and qualify for moral judgment. Judaism's moral code is the set of ethical and moral principles followed by most Jews regardless of the branch of Judaism they ascribe to. Judaism's moral code is connected to Judaism's social structure. Judaism's political and social role is quite complicated. As a religion, it governs the society of the Jewish community. It also binds ethnic Jews together into a committed political group. The moral code of Judaism derived from Jewish law. These are believed to be commandments given by God to His people. These commandments include both ritual instruction on how to properly worship God and moral stipulation on how to live with and treat others. The Torah gives the basic religious laws of Judaism. So some of the examples of the influence and interaction between Jewish religious and legal books include: first, the Torah commands people to not steal. At the same time, rabbinical tradition further clarifies rules against buying stolen goods, keeping borrowed items, and other things related to stealing. The Torah prohibits eating certain foods. Certain foods that are approved are labeled kosher. Kosher is a collection of Jewish laws related to foods. And lastly, the Torah encouraged Jews to pray every morning. This prayer is known as the Shema. The same term is used to refer to hearing the commandment of God. Alright, moral principle in Judaism. Firstly, Gemilut Hasadim. Gemilut Hasadim is a central principle of Judaism. It means that everyone should try to carry out good deeds.
As Jews, we should always find ways to perform acts of loving kindness, or Gemilut Hasadim. We can do this many ways. One way is to visit sick people in the hospital or at home. We open our doors and welcome people into our homes and communities. You can also participate in Gemilut Chasadim by helping with the giving tree in our lobby. Gemilut Chasadim.
Next, justice and charity. Justice is related to bringing about what is right and fair. Next, Jews believe that their personal wealth is on loan from God, so they should give to charity in order to bring justice to the poor.
All humans are equal before God and have the right to be treated with dignity and fairness no matter who you are. It shows how we are constantly redefining good and evil to our own advantage at the expense of others.
Yeah, self-preservation. And the weaker someone is, the easier it is to take advantage of them.
And so in the biblical story, we see this happening on a personal level, but also in families, and then in communities, and in whole civilizations that create injustice, especially towards the vulnerable. But the story doesn't end there. Out of this whole mess, God chose a man named Abraham to start a new kind of family. Specifically, Abraham was to teach his family to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice.
Next, Siddiqah means that charity is an obligation rather than a choice.
Tzedakah, a Hebrew word meaning charity, is a fundamental value in Judaism. The word comes from the Hebrew word tzedek, which means justice. So, in Judaism, charity isn't just an act of mercy or kindness, but it's also an act of justice and righteousness. Just about every Jewish home has a tzedakah box where money is collected for charity. On a larger scale, events and organizations that raise money to help the poor play a key role in Jewish community life. We're there for one another. The call to help the poor can be found directly in the scriptures. Deuteronomy 15:10 tells us to give generously to the poor and to do so without a grudging heart. When we give tzedakah, we bring great pleasure to God. And we also help to bring God's kindness and mercy ever closer into our corner of the world. One generous deed.
And then Tikkun Olam. Tikkun Olam is related to the idea of repairing the world. Many Jews help to heal the world by contributing to social justice, and some volunteer for charities. Others believe that people should act in a morally good way so as to improve life on earth.
Tikkun olam, which means repairing the world. This term also beautifully expresses God's desire that we care for those in need and help fix the broken places in the world. We see this idea throughout the Bible. He who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and He will reward them for what He has done. We see it in the book of Isaiah, which tells us to feed the hungry and help those in trouble, and promises us that when we do, your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be bright as noon. When we serve and help others through prayers and material support, we are practicing Tikkun Olam by making the world a place of goodness and godliness.
And lastly, loving kindness. Many Jews believe that by showing kindness, people can try to heal the world. Jews aim to show kindness to others as the Torah teaches that people should love others in the way they love themselves. Okay, so in conclusion, Judaism places a high value on living a moral life at all times because salvation can be obtained only with good deeds. Charity, good manners, and righteousness are outweighed manifestation of an inner faith. Spiritual life begins with faith and devotion to ultimate reality and culminates in act of love, loving kindness, and service performed from a beautiful heart. That's all from me. Thank you.